And I also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today, we'll be doing our grade 3 English lesson on possessive nouns. So, we'll be doing our grade 3 English lesson on possessive nouns. And before we start, we're going to log on to we're going to log into aplusstudents.ca. Once we've logged into aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select the subject of language arts, grade 3. All right, so once we have selected language arts, grade 3, and then we're going to scroll down up until we get to the chapter of possessive nouns. And we are basically going to do a few lessons, or let's say all of the lessons that is basically under the chapter of possessive nouns. All right, so now we're going on to possessive nouns. So our chapter, we see that our chapter for today is possessive nouns. Our subject is English, which is language arts, grade 3. And the lessons that we are going to be focusing on under the chapter of possessive nouns is to identify plurals, singular possessives, and plural possessives. We're also going to form the singular or plural possessive, and then we're going to identify the correct errors with plural and possessive nouns. And we are doing our lesson on aplusstudents.ca. So which means that we are, after this, going to aplusstudents.ca, and then we're going to continue our tutorial lesson on there. All right, so we are doing possessive nouns, right? So when it comes to possessive nouns, right, it basically means like you are, it's almost like it shows possession, or you are possessive over something, not in a negative way. But possessive nouns, right, it shows who or what owns something or has something. So possessive nouns, it shows who or what either owns something, or it shows who or what has something. Right? So if something belongs to you, then it is mine, right? But now we're not going to say mine, his, hers. No. This is now where we add an apostrophe to show possession. So when a noun is singular, we add an apostrophe. An apostrophe is or an apostrophe and is to form the singular possessive noun. So when a noun is singular, right? One thing, one person, and then we add an apostrophe and is to form the singular possessive noun. So if we look at an example, right, of a singular possessive noun, for example, Matt, right? So if the gloves belongs to Matt, so we say that when it comes to a singular possessive noun, for example, we have Matt, right? So if the gloves belongs to Matt, right? So we don't say it's his, it's hers. No, this is now where we say it's Matt's gloves, right? So if the gloves belongs to Matt, then we can say Matt's gloves. It is grade 7. This is grade 3. So we say Matt's gloves, which means that there we have our apostrophe and we are basically showing possession. So the bird, right? It refers to one bird. So this is like referring to basically like one bird. So we can say the bird's wings. So if we're talking about the wings of the birds, then we say the bird's wings. Because we are basically referring to one bird, right? And that is a singular possessive noun. Then we also have plural, right? Nouns that is plural. And nouns that is plural, right? And it ends in is, then all we do is we just add an apostrophe at the end of our word. And we add the apostrophe only to form the plural possessive noun. So we do not add the is because there's already an is. So if we look at an example, right, of the boys, and boys, they end in is, right, because it refers to more than one boy. It is plural, right? So if we want to write the possessive noun or we want to show possession, and then we can say the boys' camp. And as you can see, we did not add the another is, right? Boys, right? And we just added an apostrophe at the end of that word. The schools, referring to more than one school. The schools' teams, meaning we are referring to different schools and their teams. And the same, there we have schools' teams, which means that we have we have added an apostrophe at the end of that word. So schools refers to more than one school. All right, then also, remember we just now made mention of the noun that is plural, right? And it shows plural possessive noun. But in that case, we say that we only add an apostrophe if the noun is plural and it ends in s, right? Just like saying it's a regular something. So here we basically made mention, or we showed the plural form of words that ends in s, right? And we see that we only add an apostrophe to that specific word to show the position. But now it says when a noun is plural and it does not end in s. So now if a word is plural and it doesn't end in s, then we add the apostrophe and the s. So once we add the apostrophe and the s, then we only form the plural possessive noun. For example, the children. So children is it's a plural. It shows more than one child, right? But children, as you can see, it's almost like the wording has changed. We didn't just add s or es or something to a specific word to show that it is plural. So we have the children. And if we want to talk about the children's toys, then we say the children's toys. And over there we can see the apostrophe and the s. All right. So remember we said that if we have a plural possessive noun, but it does not end in s, then we add an apostrophe as well as an s, right, to show the position. Another one is the mice, meaning that we are talking about more than one mouse. The mice. So if we want to talk about something that the mice owns, we can say mice's tails. All right, so once again, when it comes to possessive nouns, we need to show who or what owns something or has something. All right, so once again, if we go over what we see on our whiteboard, right? We see the possessive noun. It shows who or what owns something or has something. Then we have plural possessive nouns, right? Or let's say we first have singular possessive nouns. And it basically shows something that belongs to the next person. Or let's say it's something that it's almost like you're owning something. It's mine, it's a possession. I'm taking possessiveness of it. And we made an example of Matt and we said Matt's gloves. And then we also made an example of the bird. Then we have plural possessives. If it ends in an S, then the only thing we do is we add an apostrophe. So we only add an apostrophe to the end of that specific word in order to show the possessiveness, or we need to show possession. And then we also have the plural possession. All right. Remember, you need to know when to use either just the apostrophe or you need to know when to use apostrophe and is, right? All right. Let's go to a+students.ca where we're going to do an activity as well as our test. And we're going to start with identify plurals, singular possessives, as well as plural possessives. All right. So now, if we look at these words, right, these are either plural or it is singular possessives. And also, earlier on, we only learned about the plural possessives, but we did not go over plural nouns, all right? I remember with plural nouns, we don't add an apostrophe. So if we look at these activities, right, or example activities, it says, what is the underlined word? The hawk's gaze has fixed on the mouse. So we need to say if it's singular possession. We need to say if it's plural possession. So we have the hawk's gaze was fixed on the mouse. So the hawk's gaze was fixed on the mouse. So this is basically us now asking who was gazing at the mouse. And then we're going to say it is the hawk's, which means that the hawk's gaze was fixed on the mouse. And also hawk's gaze, it means that it's a singular possessive noun. All right. Did I change? Oh, let's just go on. The canary's wings look so pretty. So the canary's wings look so pretty. Sorry, I went to the next one. Let's go down. Ah, it's gone. Okay, let's go to this one. Mrs. Lawson has a necklace made of diamonds. So if we look at the word diamonds, right? Diamonds. Is diamonds a singular possessive, plural possessive, or is it just a plural noun? So diamonds. And remember when we have an apostrophe in S, then it shows possession. But if there's no apostrophe in S and it's just an S, then we can just say it is a plural noun. And that is correct. This is a plural noun. It doesn't show position and we did not add an apostrophe. The butcher's meat is always fresh. The butcher's meat is always fresh. Is this a singular possessive or is this a plural possessive? So the butcher's meat is always fresh. So butcher. Look at the apostrophe, right? Remember when we have an apostrophe and S or just an apostrophe, then it shows position. If there's no apostrophe, then it is just a plural noun. So the butcher's meat is always fresh, which means that butchers with an apostrophe in S, it is a singular possessive noun. And then my mom gives me lots of hugs before bed. So look at the word hugs. Is that a singular possessive, plural possessive, or plural noun? So if we look at the word hugs, is hugs singular possessive, plural possessive, or is hugs a plural noun? So if we look at the word hugs, right, then we can just say hugs is a plural noun. Not position, there's no apostrophe, it is just a plural. All right. So now we need to say what is the underlined word. The stars were bright in the night sky. The underlined word, is it a plural noun or is it a singular possessive noun? So stars. So we said stars, no apostrophe, and yes, we will go with option one because it is a plural noun. And option one is correct, so well done. Malia and Russell down brought their canoes down to the river. So canoes, is that a plural noun or is it a singular possessive noun? Canoes. All right, so since there's no apostrophe, it does not show ownership, it doesn't show any form of possessiveness, we can say this is a plural noun. So Malia and Russell their canoes down, brought their canoes to the river. Is it a plural noun or is it a singular possessive noun? So plural noun or singular possessive? All right, so we can say this is a plural noun, right? Because it's basically just showing us that it is more than one person. And yet it says, what is the underlined word? The crowd's cheers filled the room. So which means that the cheers of the crowd, it filled the room. Is that a plural noun or a singular possessive noun? Look at the apostrophe that's there. Remember, a plural noun does not have an apostrophe and an S, only has an S. Whereas possessive nouns, whether it is singular possessive or plural possessive, right, they have the apostrophe and the S. And yes, it is a singular possessive noun. So singular possessive noun, not a plural noun. So the crowd's cheers filled the room, and we chose option two, which is a singular possessive noun. All right. Mrs. Lawson has a necklace made of diamonds. So the word diamonds, is that a plural noun or is it a singular possessive noun? Diamonds. And remember, we say that if there is no apostrophe at all, whether it is behind or somewhere in between the words, right? If there's no apostrophe, then it is a plural noun. But as soon as we have an apostrophe, then we need to decide if it's singular possessive or plural possessive. But in this case, Mrs. Lawson has a necklace made of diamonds, right? And we chose the singular possessive nouns. Oh, sorry. Hmm? Did I say sorry, I think I chose the wrong one, but it is plural nouns, right? I chose the wrong one, but it is a plural because remember, there's no apostrophe there, right? If we only add an S to a specific word, then it basically is only the plural. No, it is plural nouns, not the plural, it's not singular possessive. All the garage's doors need to be painted. So the garage's doors needs to be painted. Is that a plural possessive noun or a plural noun? So look at the word garages, and there's even an apostrophe and an S. Is this a plural possessive noun or is this a plural noun? All right, so we can say this is a plural possessive noun. Remember, if there was no apostrophe, we would have said it is a plural. However, we do have an apostrophe. And a plural possessive noun is correct. All right, so now we're going to form the singular or we're going to form the plural possessives. Before we're going to form the singular or we're going to form the plural possessives. And in this case, they haven't given us the word, right? They haven't given us the word. So we're just going to look at the specific answers. So they're saying her apron, right? So which means that this is going to be a possessive noun because it is her daughter's apron. And we added the apostrophe and the S to show it is daughters. Yes. So once you put the apostrophe and the S, right, it shows it is her daughter's apron, meaning it is the one daughter. So if she has more than one daughter, then she must remove the apostrophe if she's talking about more than one girl. But if you're only talking about one daughter, then you need to put the apostrophe and the S. Our team's fans. Our team's fans. If you look at the word team, apostrophe S. So team, apostrophe S. And that basically shows a singular possessive or singular possession. So our teams as fans, right, shows possession. And like we said, if there's no apostrophe and S, then it's basically a plural noun, right? But as soon as we put the apostrophe and S, then we can decide if it's either a singular possessive or if it is a plural possessive. And yet it says a hero's journey. Heroes. So a journey, they're saying a hero's journey. So the hero's journey, right? Which means that yes, we put the apostrophe and the S also. Because we are referring to one hero, right? We're not referring to more than one hero. So we're only referring to one hero. So we can say it is a hero's journey. All right. My belt, is it my cousin belt or my cousin's belt? So do we say my cousin belt or do we say my cousin's belt? What is the correct possessive form? So do we say my cousin belt or my cousin's belt? Remember, it is something that belongs to your cousin. And remember, we said that with a possessive pronoun, possessive, sorry, noun, it basically shows ownership, especially if we have the apostrophe and the S. So which means that we're going to say my cousin's belt because it belongs to the cousin. It's not more than one cousin, only one cousin. All right. So we need to say is it the chief canoe or the chief's canoe? This now is something that belongs to the chief. Is it the chief canoe or the chief's canoe? Something that belongs to the chief. So is it option one, which is chief, or option two, which is chief's canoe? All right, so we can then say it is the chief's canoe because it is something that belongs to the chief. So the chief's canoe, and that is correct. Well done. The coach camera or the coach's camera? The camera that belongs to the coach. So the coach camera, or do we say the coach's camera? Remember, the coach owns it. So we are going with the chief's the coach's camera. And that is the second option. Coach's camera. Because it means that it belongs to the coach. All right, so now we're going to lastly identifying correct errors with plural and possessive nouns. It says monarch butterflies' wings are orange and black. If we look at the words, right? It says monarch butterflies' wings. The wings of the butterfly are orange and black. If we're talking about the wings of the butterfly, then it means that we need to add an apostrophe of the flies, butterflies, because it is the butterfly's wings. And then we can say the men's hats are on the shelf. Hats. So the men's hats are on the shelf. Hats. Which means that if we fix hats, then we are removing the apostrophe and the s, and we're only putting hats, which is hats, to show plural. Yes, so hats. It should only be hats, not with an apostrophe and an s. Right? So we say the men's hats, which refers to more than one hats, are on the shelf. So we have butterflies, we have hats. The kangaroo, a kangaroo's strong back legs helps it jump. So which means that if we are going to change this word, then we're going to say a kangaroo's, and we put the apostrophe in front of the S. A kangaroo's strong back legs help it to jump. All right, so we need to find the plural or the possessive error. An eagle's sharp eyes help it to see danger. Eagles. So which of these words are wrong? Eagles. Do we need to change it to the first option, which is eagles? Eagles' sharp eyes, or the second option? So we can then say the eagles'. All right. Scott's package did not arrive because the stamps came off. So Scott is correct. But now, if we were to fix the error, then we had to fix the. So we can just say this is a plural noun because the stamps came off, more than one stamp. And yeah, well done. Stamps is correct. All right, so this is now it for our lesson on possessive nouns. We did quite a few lessons where we identified either plurals, we identified singular and possessive, singular and plural possessives. right? And we also had to form singular and possessive nouns. So this is now the end of our lesson. Grade 3 should have a good day further. Goodbye.